How's it going? It's been a while. Sorry about last week. I was caught down with a cold and a sore throat, and I couldn't really speak, so I didn't see much point in recording. But if you can tell, my throat is actually a bit sore today as well. Like it healed on Wednesday, and then all of a sudden yesterday, I just got really sore again. So it's a bit fuzzy at the moment, but I don't want to like skip 2 weeks in a row. But because of that, there's quite a bit to update. So first off, 2 weeks ago, I met up with my childhood friends again, and we mainly did the same stuff. So we had lunch together, and then we went to a cafe and just mainly talked about various things about our lives and future plans. But then we also played a game called Red 7, which our friend bought the game, but me and my other friend never played the game before, so we had to learn it the first time. And it's a card game, but it's quite hard to understand and get used to, and we mainly lost to the friend who brought it to us, but I think overall it was quite fun in the end. As well as meeting with my childhood friends, one of them passed me this book to read, and because he watches my weekly vlog videos, he took extra notice when I mentioned about not taking things for granted, and every day is very lucky to be here and is very fortunate, and just finding the meaning in things. And he recommended me this book because he thought it could maybe help me and inspire me in the further of meaning. And it also has things like anxiety, depression, and mental health and stuff. So that's kind of why he recommended me to read. And this bookmark, I'm sure you can tell I read almost about half of the book, and it's interesting, but I do find it quite hard to understand because I think it's mainly because my English is quite limited. Not limited as in I can't really speak it, but in terms of like the depth and knowledge of it. Like, because I dropped out of secondary and missed out a lot of years of school, my English is mainly at primary school, year six sort of level, so it's not like super in depth. So when reading this book, there's a lot of words that I find that I've never heard of, or don't really understand what it means, or paragraphs that don't really make a lot of sense to me. And because I have difficulty with my concentration and stuff, I always find that I read a sentence but then I don't really take it in. So it's like I read a whole page and I'm just like staring blankly at it because I just didn't take any of it in. But overall, I still find it quite interesting. Difficult to read for me, but I think right, I would like to finish it and see where it goes from there, really. As for the rest of the week, I went to Woodside again to do the 3D art, and there wasn't a whole lot I could do this time with my sculpture. I was mainly just smoothing it down and working on the wings. So, but because the wings are quite complex in the original design, I decided to sort of simplify it. I mean, the character that appears in my upcoming book, I've changed his design slightly anyway, so I thought I'd just change the design of the sculpture to fit the design of the book. So I think overall it's going quite smoothly. And then in the afternoon we did more sketching again. Because it was close to Halloween, the staff put on this masks on mannequin heads, and then we sort of drew them, and it's much more mechanical and sort of artistic and mech really this time. So it was quite interesting to draw the mask and stuff, but overall I still thought it kind of dragged on a bit. But because the place isn't like school, you can actually just leave class whenever you want. Like, you don't really need to give a reason or anything. So for me, because I finished early with the drawing, I thought I'd just like leave. Um, After leaving, one of the staff that works there wanted to talk with me as well, just to like me update them on my progress there and how I'm doing. So just very like regular stuff really to do with the center itself. But for next week, which is next Monday, so the Monday that just gone this week, Woodside is closed, so I didn't attend this week. So, but it's open again next week. And apparently, for the drawing class, they're going to go out to like an archives museum. So, it might be quite interesting to visit. So, just see how that goes, really. And then for the whole of last week, because I caught a cold and stuff, I was mainly just sort of in bed a lot of the time, just resting, really. So, but I did get a bit of my book done. So I got a few drawings and stuff done, coloured them in, and then added them to the book. Because this past 2 weeks the weather has been really wet and rainy and really cold, so I haven't really been able to go out much for walks or anything. So I mainly just been staying home a lot of the time, just continuing with my book really. And I think possibly the book is probably 80% done, like just a rough estimate. But yeah, I think it's coming along and hopefully should be finished in the next few weeks. So yeah, I already started my Christmas shopping. I know it's still quite early to get Christmas presents, but I usually like to get them early and done with before the busy rush happens near the end. And then as for my mood, last week was a bit lower, mainly because I was having a cold. So having a cold isn't nice to begin with anyway. So I was just feeling really low in bed and stuff. But this week, since my cold has healed, but only with a sore throat, I think I've been feeling. Some days were a bit low, but some days were a bit high. So at the moment, on this day, I feel a bit higher than I usually do. So I'm happy for that. But yeah, I think overall it's still a bit up and down really. Not too much to report on in terms of my mood. So I think that's pretty much for this video. So hopefully I'll see you next Saturday.
That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, always look forward, keep hope alive, and remember, you're somebody.